Carbon River Coal History. Explore with us the coal mining towns of Wilkeson, Carbonado, Burnett, and the coal mining ghost towns of Melmont, Fairfax, Montezuma, Crocker, and South Willis, otherwise known as Spiketon in Pittsburgh. Enjoy with us the beauty of the Carbon River Valley and man-made wonders such as the Carbon Canyon Railroad, the coke ovens, and the Fairfax Bridge, all under the shadow of the mighty Mount Rainier. In this episode, exploring the ghost town of Melmont.
The remains of Melmont, a former coal mine and company town, are found along the abandoned Northern Pacific rail line that connected the mining towns in the Carbon River Valley. From the Fairfax Bridge, Townsite is approximately 1.5 miles. As you will see, there was lots to observe along the way.
This is the Carbon River down below, and about a mile that way is Melmont. We're on the old Northern Pacific rail line that ran all the way from Wilkeson, Carbonado, down to Melmont and ultimately Fairfax. We'll be looking for clues in history. There was a coal mine out here, coal town. The hillside behind us is riddled with holes, full of coal mines. This is a very interesting country here. Lots to see, lots to do. There's this rock retaining wall. This is the remains of the Blacksmith shop. This retaining wall is up on a hillside, right above where a lot of the mine facilities were down below. Here we are. See the size of this. The rail line is over there. There would have been a house on top of this, a shed or a shack or something. All hand stacked and cut stone. More than likely from the Wilkeson Stone Quarry, which is just a few miles back.
Folks, we are on the other side of the Blacksmith shop. This runs right along to the right of the trail, which is down at the bottom of this hill. You'll see kind of water coming out of the ground. And that is actually from a mine, a collapsed mine.
There's the water flow coming out of the mine in here, flowing out of the hillside. You can see how this is all collapsing in on itself. There would have been a large portal here at one time. More from the retaining wall, you can see there's some rebar sticking out. There must have been something attached here at one time. We've got some wood stuck to the side, probably a building or something coming off. And then down here, I see this on the ground. This is a foundation of some kind. Something was here. Don't know what that is. I don't see anything else here, but who knows? With a mine right over here, might have been a foundation that went up over and came down. I don't know. All right, this is the next challenge. We're going to go down this hillside. Notice how dark and black this is. This is all coal dust in here. If I dig around in here so much, I could probably find coal, no doubt. We'll look back to the wall. Look back. There's Jennifer.
All right, here's the view, the bottom of what used to be the blacksmith shop. There's the wall. You can see old holes in the wall where they would have put a foundation or put supports. There's also remnants of wood structures. There's also rebar coming out of it. It's very cool.
So we're going down there. Mess of sheet metal rolled up on the hill right here. This is an interesting find. More sheet metal down right there. See the rail coming out. And this whole flat bench over here. We're working our way down to get towards the river some more. I don't see a clear-cut trail, but we'll have to figure out how to get over there.
Here you can see what we think might be a rail grade or a rail line that was down to service the coal mine on the lower plateau here.
We're going to go on this little downward trend right here. There's the river, and it's cut gorge. Look at that rock, how smooth that's shorn. Beautiful. We came from up the hill over here somewhere, worked our way down and crossed over and came over this right here to the edge of the river. Got a rock ledge running down. We're going to try to work our way up a little bit more. There's supposed to be workings along the river going upstream from here, so we're going to go look for that. Huge. There's another water source coming out of the hillside over here, and we are completely away from that other collapsed mine I showed you a little earlier. You can see there's water over there. I don't know if you can see it up right there, center screen, and it runs down here. The soil is very black in here, like all the soil, and there was some little rubbish piles back over here that look like partially burned or consumed coal, maybe from a coal. You can see it like right here. There's all kinds of coal, little piles in here. And this hill right here, if you can see it, there's a gradient right here. It sticks out and goes around. It's curious. They didn't have coke ovens here, so it's not a slag pile, but I'm wondering if it's any kind of a waste rock pile or just a natural feature, but it's very curious. It sticks out prominently from the rest of the grade out here. You can see it's just flat all the way over, and then this comes out, goes back in, and then it's flat again. So it's just curious to me.
You see water just mysteriously running out of the hill. Knowing what we know now, you gotta wonder if it's coming from a mine.
Riddle more than likely solved. There's a small depression here, and this looks and feels, as you poke around, you find ways where it goes back in and it keeps going. I'd say there's a hole in the ground.
We're going up this hill. Well, it is a hill, and it's actually, if you dig down into it, it is a slag pile, waste rock pile from the coal mine up above.
Yeah, I swear I walked past here once before, and I come back up and I look down, and I know this is outside the blacksmith shop, but there's all kinds of nuts and bolts sitting on the ground here. All kinds. We're back on top of the hill by the blacksmith shop. I'm going to call this the blacksmith loop that we just did down to the bottom, around on our way back up. Sitting down for a drink of water after doing the blacksmith loop, as we call it, and I'm just looking at this. It looks like a rock, but the more you look at it, this hillside's given way. The top of that is awfully flat. The side of it is awfully flat. That back angle, it's a straight angled line down. And then right here on the front, there's looks to be like a little buttress stick out or something like that. That's very more than likely a former foundation where a hill gave out from underneath it and it came to rest right there. We're right across from the blacksmith shop and the mine that was here. That makes perfect sense that there was some kind of foundation here straddling the old rail line that hauled the coal out. Do you see it? Can you see it? Look right in here. Watch this. See it now? See it now? Down there in the woods, trying to hide. Jennifer has dandy eyes. She picked that up from up here on the rail line. I guess we got to go back down the hill now. We have found our way down. We picked several different spots along the way and determined that this is the best choice. It looks to be a path that others have gone down. We want to go over there and find some foundations. I think I see one. Coming down the hill, and I look over and my spidey senses see this little bounding hill where a hillside shouldn't be, and I say to myself, why, that must be a waste rock or a slag pile. That, some kind of, oh, that's a part for a rail line of some kind. You can see the rail spikes on there. That would have been maybe to hold down a piece of rail. That's really cool. I'm going to take you for a walk down this incline here. Rail line is up here. Slag pile is over here. And we're working our way down. There's likely to be all kinds of artifacts. Right here. There's a piece of metal right here sticking out of the ground. And there's another band of something sticking out of the ground right here.
Like, is that a fan belt, maybe?
No, it's not a belt. It's not a belt. It's some kind of strapping.
Okay, so some kind of thin metal strapping there, but really wide. And then under the tree there, see if we can zoom in, there's, looks like some crumpled up sheet metal. Probably went to some kind of machine. Then you've got this another piece of strapping wrapped around the branch there. And then to the left, right over there, there's more of the flat kind of rolled up sheet metal.
And I'm looking over the edge here, and I come up and I see there are some foundations right here with more foundations back there. That's ones we saw from above. So we're gonna go down in here and take a look. Not sure, I have no idea what the layout of this site is. I know there's supposed to be a tipple up in here and a washer and coal bunkers. Find them. There's some steel on the ground. There's some electrical cable right there. It was out here at one time. I have to imagine there would have been probably a generator here to get to the electrical cable. That foundation, that thing's huge.
All right, well, here we are on top of the foundations. Again, we're not quite sure. Might be something called a tipple. Could be a power. Thinking of either. It could be a coal wash house or a bunker. But the reason we think that is because there's quite a bit of piece for machinery, which, you know, washing, they had to wash the coal before they sent it off or could process it. They had to do, so all these foundations and the way this is all set up here speaks of some kind of machinery or processing. We're just not exactly sure 100% what it was.
Walking down the road where we just came up from, and you can see the old powder house on the left. That's where they kept the black powder and the dynamite. Hard to tell, but you can see this straight edge wall. This is a hand-built sandstone block retaining wall to hold the hillside up right here for the train grade. I was out here once before, and you could scrape that moss away. You can see the blocks. I don't know if you can see it in here or not, but there it is. That's all hand hewn, probably from the Wilkson quarry. And we're getting close to the Townsite. Right up here, you can see right there. I think that's where the railroad splits to go up to the old schoolhouse and down to the other way. But you can see this flat area out here. That's part of the Townsite or the lower mine site.
And we see this, you see this ledge up here, and we know to just kind of look when we see that kind of grade. There's a road, could be a road, a trail, a rail line. But then we looked up there, and if you see that moss covered kind of light shining kind of in the center of the picture there, that's highly suspicious. And the fact that the ground is flat, we know that there's somewhere kind of off away from the town and off away from the mine workings was the superintendent's house, but we don't know where that is. The theories are that it would have been up above, rail line up above, and there's a road there. So we don't know for sure, but we're highly suspicious of it.
Okay, now that we've reached to this point here between the mine site and the town site, let's recap what we've found so far. Looking at this old map over here, you can see I've kind of lined them up, and you can see that right here is what we're calling the Blacksmith Loop, and right here is where we believe to be the Foundation Valley. You can see other mine workings on this map would be up on the hillside up here. This is the rail line coming down we've walked down into, and this is the town site right here. We're currently standing probably right about here in this area where the superintendent's house would be, and where this picture I'm going to show you was coming from. But as we walked down the trail down here, we came in here and we believe we saw the remnants of the blacksmith shop, and then we came back up and we came down in here, and we believe that we found the remnants of Foundation Alley, what we call it, Foundation Valley. We also believe to have seen this, what I believe to be a rail line that was either servicing the lower mine workings in here, or it might have actually come down as a little spur line to pull cars up on there. Let's go take a look at that picture and get a closer look. From this picture we believe to have been taken from the superintendent's house, we can see a lot of the mine workings going on. Up here in this corner right here, we can see what looks to be like maybe a coal flume coming down the hill. We can see steam probably right here from some kind of a piece of steam equipment. The tracks are right here coming through. We believe this is probably either a coal tipple or some kind of loading bunker. You can see the conveyor belt line, whatever it goes down to the bottom of the hill right here. And we believe this to be the blacksmith shop in the back. I think that's what this is looking at from here all the way over to here. If you can, anybody has any word on that, please let us know. But this is a very, very good picture of the mine site itself. And then here we're looking back from the mine area itself, and we look over, you can see what we believe to be the superintendent's house back here. Here's this belt coming up to that tipple or coal bunker here over the top of the tracks. We believe this right here to be maybe part of the blacksmith shop. It looks like this is about the right location for that. And then down in here you can see all the mine workings, and we think that this is what we're calling Foundation Valley. Look at all these tall buildings, coal washers, and whatever we have down in here. So this is what we've just walked through. Again, we're going to be standing on the track somewhere up over here. So let's get back into the hike as we go down into the town site and explore that a little bit.
Oh, we're at a turning point here. We either go up the hill to the old schoolhouse, which there also appears to be some roads that go off to various locations, probably to other mining facilities. There wasn't much up there other than the schoolhouse. And we're going to end up going down to this flat area down below. That's Melmont, the town site. You can see this down ramp right here. This would have been the road ramp to come down to the bridge. It makes a switch back into the town right over town site back over there. Would have been a hotel, a general store, and then rows of houses. There's a snake, it would have bit me. There is the bridge foundation for this side of the river. This would have been the road that crosses the river to ultimately have cars go up to Fairfax. There it is here. Back out a little bit. There it is, better view. And straight across the river would have been another foundation about this height straight across. And you should start to see metal debris down in the river down here. Metal strap in the river right here. Came down to take it. Oh, look, that's what this is. This is washed down from the bridge. That's what this is. This is a piece of the bridge structure. These are straps from the bridge. They washed off There's a picture of these underneath the bridge. Welcome to beautiful downtown Melmont. This is where people lived. You can see this mound. I don't know if you can make it out. There's a mound up here. It's a foundation to the store or a hotel. You can see some maybe bumps and lumps in the ground here. There would have been, you can see bricks or something on the back side, red brick. This was a foundation to the big hotel or the company store, one of the two. And there would have been houses all in here. And even back in these woods, it goes out to another plateau. So this is the living area of Melmont. It's all burned down in a forest fire back, I think it was in the 30s. Oh, also, over here you can see that some nicely square arranged rocks, and there's a lift up right here. You can see how it goes up. Maybe the camera flattens it out, but there's flat raised spots with rocks. So these are all foundations in here. There's a stone right there in the middle frame. So there would have been houses in here as well. Down on the Melmont Townsite, I found a piece of metal on the ground. Looks like something for a crane or something. It's really heavy. Not sure what that is.
Coming along a trail here. This leads off to the main part of the Melmont Townsite, and see this piece of metal just sitting on there. So looks like could have been an old shovel. Well, we made our way down to the river, and look at that. And a beautiful waterfall over there. It goes all the way up the hill. There's the Carbon River in all its glory.
And the quiz of the day is, why might this sand be black?
Because of this coal seam back in there. All right, we're going to enjoy the sun for a bit. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Melmont. We hope you've enjoyed learning about it as much as we have. If you have, please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting on this video.